This is a presentation of RVT Entertainment.
Hey, yo.
You know, they say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Small Joe, and you can see that statement is not true.
Because I'm better than you, and you know it.
In the back, there are men and women, seasoned professionals, dudes paid in full, gunning to be the best.
We're wrestlers in a wrestling ring. Let's just freaking wrestle.
The cream of the crop!
Nobody does it better.
Hey, hi, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Wrestle-Cast, presented by RVT Entertainment on Automatic.com, Spotify, YouTube, and wherever else you may find this fine audio recording, and live on RVT Entertainment's official Twitch.tv channel. We talk about professional wrestling, both in the mainstream and the independent scene. My name's Matty Jay. That is TWK.
I got a cup full of mellow yellow, a microphone. It's pitch black. I have sunglasses on.
Hit it. Gotta love that Blues Brothers reference, folks. Joining us as always, Shintigercurl.
Hey, fuckers. What's going on, man?
Is that
Oh,
the
God.
Chico Taker?
No, I say, what the fuck are you talking about? Fuck Undertaker, man. It's me, Dominic Mysterio, Holmes.
Why does he sound like Eddie Guerrero all of a sudden?
Because that's my poppy, motherfucker. I'm fresh out the joint, man. I did hard time, man. 3 days in county. You don't know nothing about that life, do you, fucker? we had hard time, Esther. We had to cook our ramen in the fucking microwave, not the stovetop stuff that you soft foods do. No, hard time, fucker. Don't laugh. Had to stab a fool. In Def Jam Fight for New York. That's right. We didn't have a PlayStation, Xbox. We had fucking GameCube. Essay. Hard time.
Jesus
And
Christ.
joining us because, God damn it, the world decided to explode again. And because we need to follow up on a couple of things. Ladies and gentlemen, Mase joins us again this week.
Well, goddamn it, son! If you went to jail, at least you would come out with a little bit more ball hair on your fucking chin.
I got some hair on my chin.
And I can follow up that fucking Dominic thing, man. Holy shit!
Oh.
I got some hair, fucker. I drew on myself this morning with a Sharpie. Hard times, Ellen.
Yeah, that fucking mascara on his fucking face shows
He
different.
had mascara on his face to make him look tougher.
You don't know
Oh,
about that, Mike.
man. Oh, folks, I'm just going to say, I intend to cosplay Sailor Mercury at one time this year. I swear to God, I'll do a better makeup job than what the fuck that was.
Well, you can't
Lord.
do a worse makeup job than Rhonda's part department usually does.
How fucking difficult can that be? Okay, it's probably going to be more difficult than it actually is, especially if I'm, me, but still.
Set your expectations low, and you can never fail.
That is very true.
Yeah, bad makeup jobs all around in wrestling this week. Like Aubrey Edwards, what the hell was with that green eyeshadow girl? Seriously.
Oh, she always does that.
Yeah, she needs to stop doing it. That's
No,
wrong.
I love it.
I don't mind it.
Hey, beauty is subjective there, Mace. And to be fair, Aubrey has had good days too. So there is that. All right, now we got your winners and losers. We got that covered. We do not have a clip because I was lazy and I was playing Fortnite a lot. Didn't feel like doing jack shit. After
And
the
he's probably-
week we've had, can you blame me?
And Maddie probably spent his week's paycheck in Fortnite as well.
Actually, no. I actually have paid a few bills, put some money in the way, and Got myself a Saturday pass to G-Anime at the end of the month. I'm going to a convention, motherfuckers.
Yay!
And, you know, I spent $50 on, you know, GDQ shirts because the Yeti has the good designs.
Say it right, Matty.
Well, for the purposes of GDQ, it's the Yeti. But if you're a wrestling fan, it's the Yeti! But it's actually spelt Yetee. So Yeti.
I'm shaking my head so much at you right now, Matty.
Hey, I know I'm a wrestling fan here. I realize that. But it's the Yeti.com. But for the rest of you, the Yeti! Besides, no one did that better than Tony Schiavone, and we all know that.
That much is true.
All right, folks, we got to bring the room down here because Vince is back. Not only is he back, he kicked out Stephanie McMahon. And yeah, we're going right into it because there's no clip. We're just jumping into it. But the very same day, the Tuesday, that Stephanie walks out and Vince is executive chairman again. Fuck. Some persistent little asshole goes on Twitter and says, Saudi Arabia bought the Fed. Wait, what? So, apparently this was the week where I didn't get a chance to fall asleep and get a good night one. Because every wrestling fan went from yay to anxious in a fucking hurry. Thankfully, that one asshole on Twitter has been proven wrong. The Fed has not been sold yet. But the fact that they hired a firm, JP Morgan or Morgan Chase or JP Morgan, whatever, but they like an actual firm to make sure if there is a sale, it goes okay. And the fact that Vince is crazy enough to take any old damn paycheck. I'm just glad I got to sleep 8 hours at this point and actually be a functional human being. Ish. I mean, you guys mind helping me here? Because what the fuck?
I was waiting for you to finish the exposition.
Yeah, we're waiting for you to finish.
All right. Well, long story short, has not been sold, but it is very much for sale.
I can't help but conspiracy theory this because it's WWE, and I always have a conspiracy theory with that company, and that is that. In the way I see it, maybe, just maybe, somebody who works at WWE heard Vince on the phone with somebody from Saudi Arabia, and they were like, no, fuck this, I'm leaking the info.
And went to the one person that probably should, you know, instead of going to the Wall Street Journal, went to some clod on Twitter with a fucking check mark, which, by the way, that's no longer legit. You could buy that fucking thing now.
Yeah, you can literally go like, I'm Bobby Heenan. Look at my check mark.
Fucker had 1,000 followers before that weekend started, and yeah, that's a thing.
Drove the entire internet crazy.
The sad part is Saudi Arabia buying WWE is still not out of the question at the moment, which is still a little bit anxiety inducing.
Yeah, can I just I believe Matty wanted a sound clip from me being here this week.
Yeah, because this is actually we do need some context because last week you said, "Oh, just the idea of selling would jack up the stock price to a point where it could be sold." I believe it was one of the things you called. Let's go over the list real quick before I actually hit the button.
If I remember correctly from what I was saying, like Vince coming back, I said was purely a business move. He's looking to sell the company. He's going to start talking to buyers. I believe I did list the Saudis as one of those buyers.
Yeah, and a lot of publications have had that list where the Saudi Arabian Investment Fund, I think is the full name, was listed as a potential buyer. So that's what caused the panic.
Yep, and then there was the fact that I would say that it was going to push the stock price as high as possible. I believe I predicted 100 to 110 on Twitter, and that's what
And
a lot of economists are now saying.
And literally on Thursday, there was an article saying, okay, this is possible, and the price would be between 110 and 110. So,
Fuck you, I was right, 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 fuck you, I was right.
down to the list of people.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have the lottery numbers for anybody
Yeah.
to believe, because if I could predict that, I'd be rich right now, and I'd be buying WWE. But like my God, like a lot of this was just a lot of theory crafting on my behalf, looking at stock markets, just looking at it from a purely business standpoint, and just seeing all of it starting to come to light. Like I didn't pick any resignation by Stephanie McMahon. That was definitely out of left field.
That was one of those, and that's a whole can of worms that we will cover after we've covered the main thing.
Yeah, and then to hear like the word going around is that Vince had sold to the Saudi Arabia Investment Fund. To hear that sort of, I'm like, holy crap.
We had a hell of a Fortnite session, though. 3 victory royales out of like the 5 games we were having, actually. So.
Yeah, we were doing better than Twitter at that point.
Yeah,
but just to hear the idea of Vince McMahon going, hey, you know, I'm gonna have the Saudis being the investment, and they're gonna take the company private with Vince back in control, etc., etc. This was like watching the darkest timeline unfold before our very eyes. Like this was stuff you'd expect to see on like Black Mirror or something like that, one of those alternate reality shows with the really dark timelines and stuff like that. I didn't expect this to become real life. That's supposed to be fiction, people. Leave it in fiction.
You
yeah.
think you're watching WWE, but tonight you're watching The Twilight Zone.
Or an episode of What If.
Oh,
God. The
Just
watcher,
as good.
please do not look into that reality. Stop looking at reality, watcher.
Let's take a look and see if what if the Saudis bought WWE. Oh my God, it's horrible.
No, I thought the Watcher was supposed to be an impartial person.
He's also a wrestling fan.
I mean, after seeing all the good timelines, can you blame him?
Yeah, true. But the whole thing, like with the Saudis buying, like, oh my God, everybody just started flipping out on Twitter. Like,
We
oh my
all-
God,
we all did.
There goes,
We all did.
There goes Kevin Owens. There goes Sami Zayn. There goes the women's division. There goes this, that, and the other. And again, like I said, with like people's grim predictions of Vince McMahon last week, you need to calm down. Like, they might have something like, okay, they invest the money in it, but then they wouldn't have control of it. They wouldn't enforce Saudi or was it Muslim law or Sharia law or whatever it is onto the program. Legally, they cannot do that.
Yeah,
The only way they'd be able to do that is if they've moved the entire operation to Saudi Arabia, which they wouldn't do.
it's a U.S.-based company, and people could smell propaganda bullshit from a mile wide. So it'd be very, very close to impossible to even push that agenda.
Yeah, all it would be these guys. The Saudis would be the guys paying the bills. That's
Essentially,
The rest of it would be whoever they put in charge of creative. Like, word was that they were going to put Vince McMahon back in the creative, which I call bullshit. You know, they probably still have Hunter as head of creative, as he still is now. And just continue forward. It just means that Vince would be the guy that they trot out for, like, special news of announcements and stuff like that.
yeah.
It's all his role would be purely backstage, purely like in the business. He'd be in Stanford, he'd back in his office with his T-Rex skull, and he'd be happy.
Yeah, well, long story short, as of right now, Vince is considered the executive chairman. That we could go over the intricacies. At this point, you all know what the intricacies are. We're not going to go too far into it. But long story short, he's back in charge and is just doing the business end, the front office end of WWE. That is what he claims he's doing, and that's what he will be doing for now. Triple H is still head of executive of creative. He is the chief content officer. As if it's on TV, it goes for him. And Vince has claimed through multiple statements that they will discuss creative, but final decision, the final creative goes through Triple H now. That is the intention. Now, I can hear you out there. But Matty, you only hear 200 or 300 guys. I know. But I hear you. I hear you. Because a lot of you want me to press this particular button. I was hitting it too. But the reality is Vince is just there because A, well, fuck you, that's why. And B, he just wants to make a shitload of money before he dies. Realistically, that's what it is. Now, there is a list of people or companies or whatever you want to say that will be interested in buying the Fed. And guess what, folks? It is for sale. I think at this point, that's it. Like the takeaway this week, yeah, Vince is back, Stephanie's gone, and she's back on her leave of absence and all that stuff. And broke her ankle same day. So that must have been a bitch. Get well soon, Steph. Sorry.
Supposedly that was a long-term injury, actually. Like she's been dealing with that for months. So this was just the time that she had to. She
literally got she went on her leave of absence, got her surgery. That makes sense. Still, fuck. My mom had a broken ankle. That had to suck.
So did my mom. Still recovering.
Mm-hmm. That being said, there's a whole list, a whole lot of. We brought up the people, the potential suitors, and I whittled it down to the ones I think are more likely to buy it. And if, for those wondering if Fox is going to buy it, no. Obviously, Comcast, who owns NBC Universal. I mean, we may as well just go through this quick list because I got like five potential options that I think could make the most sense, or at least make sense. And then we'll just go over a quick talk about what do we think about it. Comcast, as I mentioned, they're the ones who own NBC Universal, which basically means they own the USA Network, and Peacock, which is where at least in the States, where WWE Network lives. If there's anyone that could buy WWE just for the IP and just to make sure, hey, we could run WWE exclusively on our channels, that seems to make sense.
Oh yeah, it's probably gonna be Comcast. And I'm hoping that out of all the choices that I've read, that's the one they go with.
That would be like the most logical, actually. Yeah. Go ahead, Mase.
But if they go with Comcast, doesn't that mean that their online services would become absolutely shit house, just like their internet connections?
I mean, that goes without saying. But then again, WWE Network has always been a little shit.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the WWE Network, brought to you by Real Player.
Does it even still exist?
I don't think Real Player exists anymore. And now go ahead.
The smart money would be Comcast.
Yeah.
The fun money would be Disney.
Yeah. Well, so so before we go jump into that, you just brought back memories with Real Player. This is when I first discovered what Sentai and Tokusatsu was, and I was using the old comedy computer that would be my dad's comedy computer, which would be connected to the internet. And the player that I used to watch those videos was Real Media Player, so that's nostalgia right there.
How
That's the joke.
You suck, McBain.
How do you think I feel? That brought back memories of downloading 5 up to 30-second clips on Real Player on dial-up in my high school's library.
Yeah, Shin's old enough to remember Windows 1.0.
I'm old enough to remember AOL.
Yeah,
We all remember it well.
I'm old enough to remember the 1.0. I'm an old man too. Okay.
So I guess I'm the.
I'm old enough to
only,
remember when Netscape was good.
I remember when I had to get my wrestling through tape trading.
Oh, okay.
Glad
Yeah,
never have
he
to go
wins
through
this
that.
round, boys. I can't remember a time.
Ditto.
I was DVD trading in college, but that was 2004, 2005.
Yeah, I never watched wrestling on VHS tapes.
You missed out, bud.
You young whippersnapper.
You missed out. Anyway.
And going down to the local blockbusters to get a pay-per-view 3 months after it aired.
Good times, man. And for us, it was just a local spot, about a 15-minute ride from our house. Always had the most recent VHS. Good fucking times. Actually, funny, when they were selling their VHS overstock to make room for DVD, I got some of those tapes. My WrestleMania X7 tape is from that video store.
Nice.
Little known fact. Now,
X7,
Shin?
please. I remember getting 3 through Blockbuster.
oh yeah, they had 3 on VHS as well, but they had sold it at the time I got my shot at it.
But anyway, Disney.
Yeah, so yeah, Comcast is the smart money, and as Shin brought up, the fun money would be Disney. And honestly, a lot of people say, why Disney? Why would Bob Iger jump at it? Well, maybe you don't think Disney Plus, many of you are thinking, well, Disney Plus doesn't have the live capability. Maybe not. But you know what else Disney owns? ESPN. And they run ESPN Plus, which has that live capability. Plus, the WWE Network on Disney Plus.
Or ESPN.
Or ESPN.
Yeah, I would say if Disney does buy it, they'd shuffle it all onto ESPN. They wouldn't have it as part of Disney Plus.
Simply to have Stephen A. Smith commentate over it.
Yeah!
And if,
Hey, Matt Riddle, stay off the weed.
This hurts me, Matty. 'Cause Matt Riddle is a good friend of mine. We have talked on the phone at all hours of the night. He's drawn me naked. But Matt Riddle needs to stay off the drugs, man.
Well, to be honest, if Disney were to actually buy WWE, they would actually enforce a very strict drug policy.
It would be stricter than whatever WWE had as for his wellness policy is. That's for sure.
Correct. Like that's the only thing I see as a downside of Disney getting involved with the purchase of WWE, mainly because of they'd want to get their hands into it. They'd want to look at the product. They'd want to sort of try and redirect it. So instead of it being, I could see them trying to bring back the 1980s WWF, flat, very cartoony gimmicks and stuff like that. Because we want to push WWE as a kid friendly product, and we're going to make it like all their other Disney shows.
so
Trash.
it'll be Chikara with a budget.
Essentially.
That wouldn't be that bad.
It wouldn't be that. Chikara with a budget and a competent, not asshole booker?
It wouldn't be Chikara. It would be Kaiju Big Battle with a budget.
Oh, better.
Buddy Navi would love that.
That would be cool.
But we're missing the best part of this would-be deal.
Charlotte as a Disney princess?
No.
Nope. Come on, T-Dub. You know where the joke goes.
Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Sequel, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, I'm Sora. What's your name? The Undertaker.
Yeah, just imagining Sora having a crossover with all of them. Yeah, that actually sounds. I believe we talked about this last week.
We did. And one thing that I'm thinking up now is like, who, Vince, who is this Rudy Poo? Gorsh. Well, my name. It doesn't matter what your name is. Come on, we're all thinking it.
In order for
Listen here, Donald. The Great One says, if you can't heal, then you're gonna squeal, because he's gonna take that fucking staff, turn the son bitch sideways, and stick it right up Yoki in the ass.
In order for Sora to close up the keyhole of WWE, he must first go through NXT 2.0, and then Raw, and then SmackDown, and then finally WrestleMania to face an evil, corrupted nobody Roman Reigns.
Oh, no.
Acknowledge me.
What?
Enter an orchestral version of Roman Reigns' theme song.
And better yet,
holy shit.
as a summon, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yes.
With the ATV.
Fuck the ATV beer truck.
All right, let's take care of these heartless. What?
Hit him with the pile driver.
Greatest move in wrestling. Oh, wait.
God damn it, sir. Why don't you put a little bit of bass in your voice?
Or better yet, when
Now, listen here, you little son of a bitch. I bet you go get Stone Cold Steve Austin a goddamn beer.
I'll look at your little beady eyes. Huh? Well, I'm telling you, Mr. Austin, they are beady. Huh?
or better, you know how they always change outfits?
God damn it, Mickey, here, have a beer.
I'll have two of them, good sir. Huh?
You know how they always change outfits when they go to different worlds?
Yeah, they do that quite often.
They do.
Have Sora dressed as Stone Cold Steve Austin, Donald as John Cena, and Goofy as Randy Orton. I mean, not Randy Orton, as Macho Man.
Yes. Goofy needs to be Macho Man. Oh, God. How do you do that voice now? Crossover Macho Man, Randy Savage, and Goofy?
I'm the cream of the crop.
No.
Yeah.
No. At this point, it's like, yeah, I'm the cream. You gosh. Yeah. Uh-huh.
I see you looking at Clarabelle, Sora. You got lust in your eyes. Yeah. Can't have her go back to Kyrie if you're not man enough for Kyrie. She needs to come to Macho Goofy. Yeah, gosh.
Anyways, we're looking at
Gosh there, Donald. Why didn't you snap into a Slim Jim? Look.
There you go. There you go.
Thank you.
So, yeah, Disney would be the fun one.
Disney's the fun option, the chaotic option.
See, the one last thing with the Disney thing there, if they did do it, that makes Sheamus and Beaker's relationship actually canon.
Holy shit!
They would be proper cousins.
That would. Oh my, yes.
Oh shit! I just thought of something. Disney owns Marvel too.
Yup.
So the next Guardians movie could have the Guardians going to Earth, and Drax saying, "I'm looking for a wrestler. His name is Dave Bautista. I heard he's a great warrior."
That would be absolutely great if Dave didn't just announce it. He's done with the series.
After Volume 3, he's done. He's retiring the character.
He'll do it for this gag.
You know what? If there's anything that wouldn't motivate Dave just for the comedic end of it, he'd probably do it for the right amount of money.
Hell, I already laughed at. I'd laugh. Have you guys seen the Christmas special?
I have. It is hilarious.
Batista beating the crap out of Psykill from GoBots. Oh, brilliant.
His cousin was killed by a GoBot.
I just love how they gave those characters some good screen time.
Yeah. But anyway, we should be talking wrestling, not our
yeah, we're
game.
sequel to the running gag from last week, obviously. So this would be a fun one. Now, we covered Saudi Arabia, darkest timeline, darkest sketch, and all that. But there are two potential ones. One would be Endeavor, the same people that bought the UFC, and it's right now it's doing just fine. They would be buying it for the IP and just okay, we're just to throw in some money, probably bring it back to the private so it doesn't fuck up anymore or whatever. That's an interesting thing, but another one, the last one on my list I found very interesting.
What happened to be a certain family of football owners?
A family of football owners, yeah. Matter of fact, the particular football team is, it's getting necroed. 24-0. We're live Saturday. The NFL playoffs, the wild card round has begun. And it's the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. 24-0 Chargers right now at about 4:31 second quarter. So things can still change. I mean, but right now it's not pretty.
It's the
my game's already over for the day. I'm a Seahawks fan. We got absolutely annihilated in that second half. That was hard to watch.
Oh, so we're arm deep into the necrophilia challenge.
So far, I've drawn a goose egg. Trevor Lawrence threw 4 interceptions, if I'm reading Twitter correctly. So, it's rough. That being said, though, you were talking about a family, and one of those members just happens to be the owner and booker and president and person who runs All Elite Wrestling. Tony and Shad Khan through a group of investors because they don't have the enough money to buy it outright. But if they get someone to team up with them, they very well could.
Yeah, that's the. I'll give you 100-1 odds on that one. Thank you.
Yeah, this is the dark horse. This is still under Vince McMahon's control. He wants absolute control on who gets to run his company and. Yeah, no, I don't think he wants Tony Khan to run his company. No, thank you.
Well, it's not so much that he doesn't want Tony Khan to run the company. It's more so, like you said, they need investors in order to afford it. If you need to go out and find additional investors to make a purchase like this, then you haven't got the capital required to run a company like this. So if they went out and they bought WWE, they'd have to try and get it for a song, which means the TV deals would have to fail. The network deal would have to die in the ass. Like it'd have to be a complete destruction like WCW in order for them to buy it. Like wrestling isn't cheap to run.
No, sir.
You know, you've got stadium fees, you've got transport, you've got the guys' rental cars, you've got their hotels, you've got the lighting rigs alone and the power required to run them. It takes a lot of money to run a wrestling promotion. Even if you're running it out of the same place over and over again, like Tony started with AEW, there's still a lot of money to shell out, unless you're lucky enough, like he was, to be able to have like a television studio on the back of Daddy's stadium or something like that. But for a company that's already established, like WWE, that is a international touring company, every show is like tens of millions of dollars. Like the fact that they actually do a turnover is like mostly due to merchandising, concessions, stuff like that, deals that they cut with the arenas. If they didn't have all the excess on the outside and they just ran just straight shows, they wouldn't be making a profit. Wrestling is always run at a loss. Ask any independent promoter out there. They'll tell you if they're lucky if they turn enough profit to pay the guys at the end of the night. So if you haven't got a very, very deep pocketbook or some really good deals in place, there's no way known that you're going to be able to afford to buy a company, let alone run it. And to run 2 wrestling companies at the same time, or technically 3.
3, yeah, with Ring of Honor being a separate option, I was going to say.
Yeah, I don't see Tony and his father buying WWE, having a monopoly, essentially, on the broadcast wrestling market, and still being able to turn a profit. The dudes would be broke within, like, 2 years, easy.
But Mildred, a friend of the show, Mildred the Monk, brought it up as he doesn't buy it as a legit, but for the amount of chaos it would bring, he is curious about what would happen if that were the case. I don't think it's going to be the case, but
Probably not, but there's probably that just wants to see the chaos and just especially wrestling social media just blow up because of it.
Oh god, yes! Like the chaos that would be created would be absolutely fabulous. Like all of a sudden you open up, welcome to Monday Night Raw. All of a sudden, Wayward Sun starts playing, and here comes the Elite.
no,
Just walking
the
out
best
first thing
part,
on Raw and just be like, "Yep, fuck
the
you."
one way to do it, and I think you heard me say it a little earlier there, or I think it might have brought it up last night when we were watching Rampage. No, you weren't part of that crew. That's right, I forgot. But
Yeah, sorry, I was out socializing with actual humans outside in the world and buying
you were
lots of expensive
bullshit.
toys.
You were knee deep in figures and collectibles.
Well, yeah.
When you go out, you still have to talk to people in order to collect this stuff.
Very true. Very true. That being said, one option that I brought up on the call was, Roman Reigns. He's on Raw. He picks up a microphone. He's with the Bloodline, and he goes, insert down here. Acknowledge me. And in the middle of it saying acknowledge, MGF's theme hits. Roman would be the world champion, MJF being the world champion.
There would be a lot of really good crossover potential there.
There's a lot. Like just the chaos and obviously we're not thinking merge both companies and have like one entire conglomerate. It would be like the idea would be, hey, let's have AEW stay separate, Ring of Honor staying separate, or working together with NXT as dual developmental territories, AEW being its own thing, WWE being its own thing, but every once in a while, do a Forbidden Door thing. Mm-hmm. It's been done before.
I got a better one. Roman's out there doing his usual acknowledge me thing, like,
yeah.
There's nobody in the world that can beat the tribal chief, and then one thing.
Bow now. You make my heart sing.
No, you have Seth Rollins come out first and be like, "Hey, I just happen to have some new backup with me." Then you hit Wild Thing and out
yes.
Hey,
Seth would go, "Hey, we've had our history, but sometimes you just need to compare yourself to others. Now I know what I am, and I know what you are, but do you know who our brother is?" Then you hit Wild Thing.
And Moxley's accompanied by William Regal, who goes to the commentary desk, kicks off Byron Saxton, waves over to the curtain, and out comes Man with the Mask.
Yes.
Welcome back, Man with the Mask, you delicious caramel popcorn. Oh, I just
welcome to the big show.
I just want you to. I just want to cover myself all over you and just scrumdiddlyumptious, yum yum, give me more. And Cole is just looking at the whole thing like, what the fuck?
Don't you dare judge us, Cole. I've seen what you do in your off time.
And all the while, and he's in the ring. He's like, "Hey, Tribal Chief, looks like you were busy without me. I was just on there doing some stuff, beating some asses, taking some time, gargling some piss. You know the thing."
God damn it.
That's what Moxley does, Matty. We've been over this.
No, he doesn't, and we're moving on.
All right, moving on.
Oh, I was going to say, how would you do the return of Adam Cole?
Well,
Money in the Bank. Anyways, moving on.
Yeah. No, Money in the Bank makes sense.
Vince McMahon is getting sued by a shareholder.
Yeah, no sooner as he picks up someone who happens to be like the guy behind Johnny Test.
That's at
The
least
fuck?
Yeah, that's a thing that I'm like, I verified. I was like, wait, what? But long story short, someone saw what Vince said and I was like, no, that's bullshit. Wait, I'm a shareholder. I'm calling legal bullshit.
Yeah, apparently Vince, the way he inserted himself back into the company may be illegal. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer.
The way it's doing is that they're filing a complaint, which is essentially a lawsuit. But yeah, that's what he's doing, and it is a class action lawsuit.
So more on that once it becomes an official lawsuit and has court dates.
Yeah, to be continued.
One thing that was concluded was this year's Battle of Los Angeles tournament presented by Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. And this year's winner is none other than Matty Jay's favorite wrestler, Vash the Stampede!
T-Dub?
Ichiko Kurosaki won the Battle of Los Angeles. That's great. Good for him.
God damn it. He is not Jason. He is not Johnny Young Bosch. It's Speedball Mike Bailey. Biggest win of his career. Give him some fucking respect, guys. Come on.
That's what we said. It's Sasori of the Red Sands from Naruto.
God damn it. I can't believe we're turning into a new Karrion Kross gag. What the fuck? Context is for Riv Zone, obviously. God damn it.
So, congratulations to good old Speedy McBalls for winning the tournament and becoming an even bigger name here in the United States. Hopefully.
Much deserved, long overdue.
Indeed, indeed. And if no one's ever seen a match featuring this gentleman, fix that, please.
Yeah, you got a whole tournament to watch now.
One person you won't be watching for a while, in fact, two people, is FTR, as Dax stated on his podcast that Tony Khan gave them a few months off to rest from their injuries, and in April, they'll make their decision.
Yeah, long story short, they got the winter off, and then whatever happens in April, happens. I mean, there's nothing else other to say than, tag teams wrestling's going to miss them if that's the case.
Yep, here's what I think is happening. They know their contracts are coming up, and they're also surveying the landscape of wrestling. They're going to go, okay, is WWE going to stay good right for now, or are they eventually going to go back downhill again? Because they don't want to sign any paperwork if all of a sudden, once they sign again, things go tits up once more.
Honestly, I don't know if they do want to come back. Go ahead, Mase.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think they want to come back. As Dax has said himself a couple of times in interviews, his body is wrecked. It's like he's got shoulder problems, he's got knee problems, he's got back problems, neck problems. The guy has basically gone, it's getting hard for me to pick up my own daughter when I want to give her a hug, and he doesn't want to be that guy that is so wrecked that he can't even do stuff with his family. So I
definitely
so a high possibility that he's probably going to go, once our contracts are up in April, we might just take the odd indie booking here and there, but as for a mainstream, multi-year contract, no, I think we're done. It's time to go and be a family man.
The vibe I'm getting out of FTR is they saved up their money. They saved up as much as they could so they could say, fuck you.
And I think the best case scenario on that point would be part-time contract with whoever they sign with.
And that's best case scenario, and I don't even see that. I think they're splitting up the damn tag team and one of them saying, you know what, I've done what I wanted to do. I'm done. Go ahead, Shin.
Dax is sounding like he wants to go and be a family man.
Yeah,
he wants to go and be with his kids, his wife, and just relax and be a family man.
You were going to say there, Shin?
No, just agreeing with him. Yeah, it sounds like Dax might be trying to hang it up at least, or at least cutting back his time in the ring. Because if they really are ending their run and just doing whatever, they have nothing else to prove. They have proven themselves to be one of the best tag teams of all time of any fed that you want to name. Period.
Yeah, they've basically done it all. They've wrestled everywhere. They've wrestled in almost every major show. They wrestled at Wrestle Kingdom, for crying out loud.
Doesn't get any bigger than that.
Well,
They've
done that
wrestled
multiple
everywhere
times,
they
too.
want to wrestle, won every championship they've wanted to win. And what else is there to prove? Going to the NWA? That's a downgrade, folks.
That's right. That's right. Everyone wants to see Dax the Axe Harwood versus Tyrus.
You're out of your family, T-Dub.
Do you want a beating?
Hey, now, just kicking him out of his family again is enough. There, Shin. We don't need to, expedite the situation even more.
For now.
Devil in the chat. No, wait. Enigma Extreme, which belt should Adam Cole go for first? We're gonna get to him in a minute.
Yeah, just you wait. Just you wait. Mr. Impatient Pantalones. Right now we get to Shin and I's favorite segment of the week. It's time for the Wrestling Games Grand Prix presented by New Legacy Inc. on YouTube.
Oh,
The weekend has
folks.
started. The weekend has started.
Yep.
Oh, yes, indeed it has. And we start things off with WWF No Mercy as The Rock defending the Wrestling Games Grand Prix World Championship against Mae Young
And WWF No Mercy, no less.
at the Backlash Arena.
At the Backlash Arena.
And Triple H tried to interfere to cost The Rock the title, but his interference was negligible at best, as The Rock was able to win using his small package.
Yes, his small package.
Hey, phrasing.
And Mae Young was thoroughly unimpressed by his small package.
I mean, it's Mae Young. Let's be honest here. There's no phrasing.
Yeah.
Moving on, Zangief would find his greatest challenge yet in front of Pro Wrestling World, going up against the Italian stallion, Rocky Balboa.
But before we get to that, I was in the chat watching that, and yeah, this needs to be said. This needs to be said. Are we live here? Did we just get cut off?
Did we?
Internet looks like the Wi-Fi is derping.
Still live on my end.
All right, we're still live. Okay. But yeah, I was like, it was the thing that happened. Someone in the chat said something, gave Zangief a nickname, and I'm like, I'm gonna run with it. Shin, I don't know if I'm pretty sure you've heard of I'm pretty sure you've heard of urinating trees football nicknames. You with Nick Foles from the Eagles being called Big Dick Nick. And, of course, currently with Brock Purdy of the San Francisco 49ers, he's nicknaming him Big Cock Brock. Now, I'm not going to go with the dick joke here, but someone in there had the perfect nickname for Zangief. Big Beef Geef.
That is
And if he had retained the championship, that would have been a perfect running gag.
boo.
Nevertheless, this match.
But Zangief is a nice guy. He only is able to do is to break human head between thighs like sparrow's egg.
If you ask Rainbow Nika, she says that he is the big beef. Wink, wink.
She'll definitely take his spinning pile driver.
Oh, yeah.
Nevertheless, this match turned into a strike fest, which ended up working in the favor of Balboa, as Zangief is more of a grappler.
Boo. Boo.
And in the end, Rocky Balboa was able to use his striking ability to knock out the Red Tornado and pick up the victory.
Boo. He cheated. Boo.
No, he did not. He punched the shit out of him.
He used a closed fist. Boo.
His
Boo.
fist was closed. He's wearing boxing gloves.
It's still a closed fist. Boo.
Actually, no. Well, actually, Shin and Fire Pro, like in WGGP rules, referee's discretion. So perfectly legal.
Blind. The referee's a fucking idiot. Boo. Boo. Put the belt back on Geef.
See, that's what happens when you have a fighting game enthusiast like Shintigercurl on the podcast and have Zangief lose the Rocky Balboa.
Listen, he did it because he changed, which means you can change, which means we can all change.
Bring out Dolph Lundgren. Boo.
Though, I will say this: I did type in the suggestion in the comments. We need the rematch, boys. Bring on Thunder Lips.
I had to go. I went extreme. I was not happy with this. So my suggestion: he's already, since Rocky has already taken on the best from the East, and he's taken on the best from the West, and the best from Russia. Let's see how he handles against someone who has actually fought 2 world champions, one of them being Mike Tyson. That's right. My suggestion: Rocky Balboa versus the man who trained Bruce Lee, Master Ip Man.
Ooh.
Oh, dude. it would just destroy him.
Oh,
Exactly.
yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. Destroy him. Destroy him. That's right. Destroy him. Destroy him. Come on, dig it. Bring it. Bring it. Yeah, destroy him. Destroy him.
And now we move on.
You think he's salty? I don't think he's salty at all.
Let's see. His words are salt. His eyes are salt. His house is salt. It's all salt. His lifestyle is just nothing but salt.
I've worked better, but not many.
All right, moving on to All Elite Wrestling Dynamite, live from good old LA, California. And first off, I got a note. I do like the new barricade covers.
Yeah, they put in new barricade covers for both Dynamite and Rampage. Very sleek.
And we start things off with a good old war match between Mox and Hangman.
Yeah, they went to fucking war on each other, and I was here for it.
Yup.
At one point, they started trading lariats with each other.
They did. They fucking did.
Oh, yeah. What was that? What were they trading?
Lariato!
Oh, you mean Lariat, 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 Kojima. They're gonna pay all my food. It's gonna be a great match. And this is Punk, and I'm just fucking with you, Lariat, Lariat.
Speaking of lariats, Buckshot Lariat was countered into a Deathwire for a 2.9 count and then transitioned into a Bulldog choke, which, oh boy, that was close.
Very close.
Following that, we got a nice 1 count after a pile driver, and then Hangman defeats Moxley following a finally hit Buckshot Lariats.
And the way they played it off, the way Mox sold it after getting pinned was, oh, well, as Ollie Davis brought it up in Wrestle Talk News in his review, I was like, oh yeah, Hangman finally won, but at what cost?
At the cost of Mox getting his own medicine.
Well, here's hoping Mox finally gets that vacation.
Oh yeah, that would be nice.
That would be nice.
And then for the next segment, had Tony Schiavone in the ring, and he said, I have, let's see what's his proper the wording he used here.
He was saying, ladies and gentlemen, I take no pleasure in welcoming our next guest. All right, boys, just give me a second now. I'm gonna do the thing here. Because we all know who it is. We all know who it is. It's been a while. One of my favorites, and so is the Shades. And I'm stepping away from the microphone so I don't fuck up Mace's ears again. All right. Adam Cole, baby!
Matt Taven, baby!
Get out. Get the fuck out. Get out.
All right. All right. TW, you asked for this. I gotta get on Fiverr. Gotta get on Fiverr.
You could say you said you were going to use that money to buy a cheap eShop game.
You brought this out.
Do you know how much money you owe now?
I gotta do it, and I'm putting Matt Taven in it.
Like I said, salty motherfucker.
Yeah, it's gonna be like Tay and Sammy in that picture, except instead of the TNT title, it's gonna be Matt Taven on top of them.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, so Adam Cole is back, baby, and he cut one hell of an emotional promo, leading us on quite the ride as he went through the ups and downs of having a concussion. And at the end of it sounded like he was going to retire, but he wanted an ambulance called, but not for him.
No, literally, the good news is he loved the love, the support. He appreciated it. He thanked you. The bad news was not for him. The bad news was for the locker room.
It's good to have Adam Cole back.
And as a babyface, which has me thinking a long-term booking, him versus MJF for the world title.
Have him chase it for a good long while.
Absolutely.
I could honestly see him even going for the All-Atlantic title.
T-Dub, you're out of your family.
What? That's like he's never been a mid-card champion before.
He is a world champion contender, T-Dub, and you know it.
I know, but that's for next year.
Dave! Moving on.
What? Like, you give him the mid-card title this year and then the world title next year.
No, you could have him chase the world title now. Long-term booking.
Yeah, you can
You give him the year to do it, but you don't put another belt on him. You just cheapen it out.
No, first what you do is...
You would cheap it out.
What I would do is double
damn
or
it.
nothing, have him win the All-Atlantic title, and then have him
No.
keep that for a bit. And then once he loses that, then he can start chasing the world title. Like a mid-card title doesn't mean that he's just mid-card. This means that's a belt he can hold for a while and elevate.
No, give him the TNT title.
I can buy that. If you have to put a belt on him this year, okay, TNT title. But it would cheapen out the world title. The fact that he's chasing a major championship, the All-Atlantic Championship. Hey, look, no offense to the belt, man. That would cheapen it out. That would cheapen Adam Cole out.
I don't see how.
Am I wrong here? I'm the only one who says world title or bust, and it can't be the only one who's thinking that.
You can't hotshot a return straight to the world title. It would kill all momentum he gets from the return.
Like I said, TNT title. That title needs some stability.
Yeah, I guess it could definitely use it more than All-Atlantic title, which has been getting a lot of attention recently.
Yeah.
Adam Cole versus Orange Cassidy. That sounds like a good money match to me.
It is, technically. Him versus Darby Allin would be a money match as well, actually.
Or him as TNT champion versus Samoa Joe as TV champion.
So yeah, I do think that you could give him a mid-card title for this year, and like I said, next year you can give him the world title. Because there's still a lot of time left in this year. We're only in January.
Or put him in a tag team.
Oh yeah, reform the Kingdom with him. Like you're at 2/3 of them. Add the final third member, Adam Cole.
No. I got a better tag team for him. I got a better one. Ronald and Big Tony.
Okay, I feel like I should know this.
They're from Up, Up, Down, Down.
Big Tony would be Swiss.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Everyone hates Big Tony, but no one would want to challenge the tag. I mean, everyone hates Ronald, but no one want to challenge the tag team because everyone's scared of Big Tony.
You want the party to be an official tag team?
Yes.
Oh,
Do we have word on O'Reilly at all?
He's still currently out with his injury.
I believe he's still nursing his broken neck.
Yeah, so he's probably going to be gone for at least a good 4 or 5 more months.
At least I would say top 6 months. He was out since the summer, so it makes sense for him to be out for a while longer.
Yeah,
because I was just thinking, like, as much as you'd love to have Adam Cole go straight into a singles run of some kind or a singles feud, I think the guy, because he's been out for so long, he needs a bit of a warm up, and putting him in a tag team for a little bit might be the help he needs just to shake off any ring rust that he's got.
To be honest, I'm on Adam Cole mark, so that's why I'm like, why would you do that? It would cheapen everything else. But I'm like, God damn it, you're not wrong either.
Like, you can't just hotshot him to immediate world title chase because...
It wouldn't be a hot shot, though. I would say give it a year before he even sniffs the world title picture.
That's why you give him a mid-card title, to give him something to hold until then. Because you got to have him do something. And you can't just have him just walling away just in random feud after random feud. You just... With someone of that caliber, I think you need to have him have at least one championship run before the world title.
Yeah, and once Cole comes back, you could reunite Future Shock.
You
Future
mean
Shock,
you mean the other guy?
O'Reilly.
O'Reilly. Or maybe they could also maybe get Fish back. Maybe.
Nah, Fish burnt that bridge.
Fish burnt. I think Bobby Fish burned. He didn't just burn that bridge. He fucking nuked it.
No, they can't get him back. He's too busy being a big star on Impact.
He hasn't even been on Impact for like 3 months.
I'm sorry. Exactly. That's why it was so hilarious to me.
Couldn't say it with a straight face.
I mean, where's the lie?
And that got more reaction than Bobby Fish did on Impact.
And moving on.
We've got the suggestion in the chat room that if Mr. Cole needs a tag team partner, send Hook.
Hook's a tag team slut? JC, really? The words coming out of your mouth.
First Danhausen and now Jack Perry. I mean, and before that he was part of Team Taz. So
Technically not wrong there, actually,
No,
when you think
actually,
about it.
no.
And he did tag with Action Bronson. That counts.
yeah,
That
there's another
does,
one. And
yeah.
speaking of Jungle Hook, they took on Lee Moriarty and
Big Bill Morrissey.
Somebody mentioned Big Bill Morrissey.
we were talking about Big Bill Morrissey.
I know that guy. Everybody you would drink. Big Bill Morrissey, you know that
Big
guy.
Bill Morrissey.
Big Bill Morrissey. You know Big Bill. You know Big Bill Morrissey, right, guys? He works backstage on Lightning. It goes about 7,000 feet, 200 metric tons. Best damn booker in the industry. You know, he hunted the Beverly Brothers to extinction, and he never said why.
To Big Bill Morrissey.
To Big Bill.
So yeah, this is a good old fun match. Basically showcasing the strengths of Jungle Hook, and yes, that is their official name.
That was how it was booked, folks.
I will say at one point, Hook hit a very excellent Northern Lights suplex with an excellent looking bridge to Lee Moriarty.
That was a thing of beauty.
He's captured soup like some Big Bill though.
Oh yeah,
Yo.
that was pretty nice. The T-bone suplex, yeah.
And Bill sold that like death. Like,
Well, he sold it like, how fucking dare you? How?
Quite
And I like
easy.
just the fact that they teased that for so long over the past like few weeks for him to finally hit that suplex to the point where when he did it, it got a gigantic reaction.
It was like Hulk Hogan pressing Andre the Giant over his head with his 45,000 pounds, brother.
That's right.
10,000 million brothers, brother.
That's right. I pressed $1 million Andre the Giant in front of 100,000 people at the Pontiac Silverdome and tore my back. And I hit him so hard with the slam, he died 3 days later, brother.
All right, Enigma Extreme has not heard of a particular protagonist of professional wrestling, and it shows. He goes, Hook is full of anime protagonists. It's the hair. They always have spiky hair.
which is funny because one of my Twitter friends, when they first did a stare down between Big Bill and Hook, made the comparison with a scene from Yu Yu Hakusho of Yusuke staring down younger Toguro, and I'm like, it fits. It fits.
I can see it. I can see
Kid
it.
Bandit is what I was saying. Thinking about that.
Oh, yes. Kid Bandit, the protagonist of professional wrestling. And now, let's see, what do we have here? The match ended with Jungle Boy Jack Perry making Lee Moriarty tap out with the snare trap. And while that was happening, Hulk actually had Big Bill all tied up.
Those raggedy bitches.
Yep.
Then we got a nice backstage promo from OC and Danhausen. And the best friends are still best friends.
For now.
Or are they?
Yeah, for now, I think would be the word to use here, T-Dub.
Dun dun dun.
And then we got one of the better matches of the week. Konosuke Takeshita versus Bryan Danielson. But before the match could start, we had MJF making his way out to the ring with his Big Burp Belt.
With Big Bird Belt. And ladies and gentlemen, you wonder why I call him the Don Rickles of professional wrestling? He fucking roasted everyone.
Yep, he knows Ken Jeong was in the audience, made a Hangover reference, but Excalibur, being the actual cultured one of the group, made a Community reference. And by the way, there will be a movie of Community filming this June. I can't wait. Also, Fred Prinze Jr. was in the audience, and he is, in the pre-production stages of starting his own wrestling promotion.
And of course, everybody's talking about how he mocked Takeshita's name.
Yeah, that's something that I've actually seen WWE stands do, unfortunately, whenever he shows up.
Yeah. MJF called him take a shitta.
And all that was pre-approved as it came out in the news sheets a couple of days later.
Yeah, it's not as well. Better or worse, take a shitta or a maxi pad?
Maxi pad.
I'll go with MaxiPad.
Yeah.
Okay, maxi pad.
Following the promo, though, of MJF ribbing everyone, Bryan Danielson heard enough, walked out to the ring, and MJF took off like a scolded dog.
And he's looking out there, running like a bitch.
And then the match happened.
At one point, Takeshita hit a brainbuster on the floor to Danielson, which looked really nice. Also saw Takeshita hit a senton atomico, but it got countered into a label lock and then a Rings of Saturn.
Shout out to Perry Saturn.
Yipper.
And then the two go into a strike battle, with Takeshita being on the winning end of that with a fucking lariat. Which were nice. But in the end, Danielson was able to get the victory with the Regal Stretch.
And I actually read a recent interview or a video he posted out, I think, on Instagram or Twitter, and he just gushed about Takeshita. He pretty much said that he had always wanted to wrestle Takeshita because of what he's seen and what everyone's heard. And he said when he first got in the ring and Takeshita hit him with that first stiff elbow, he's like, yeah, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. And he says that the sky is the limit for Takeshita.
And Takeshita is another person who, in the next year or two, could be world champion.
There's a long list of people on that one, folks.
Let's see, Juice Robinson is backstage, and he wants the TNT title.
Which he will get a shot at on Rampage.
And then we get to the match with people being very disappointed, and that is Saraya and Storm versus Hayter and Baker. And the moment that Storm made her way to the ring and people noticed that Mercedes Moné is not there, unfortunately, Toni Storm turned into the biggest heel of the night.
Unfortunately, and this is one of those crowd was anticipating something and that AEW probably didn't have, it didn't even bother or tried, and just something happened where nothing could be resolved or signed by this week, if that is the case. The crowd hyped it up too much.
Yep.
But then again, that was a hot crowd, and they were anticipating something. To be fair, y'all to LA, y'all got Adam Cole back.
That is a perfectly good consolation prize.
Indeed, it is. And I feel bad because this match was actually pretty good.
They had a great tag match.
Got some nice outside brawling. About halfway through the match, Cheetah shows up. And we even get an avalanche air raid crash from Baker to Storm, which looked really nice.
So much cake.
Calm yourself, Shin.
Sorry, there's just so much cake in that ring.
Jesus Christ. Anyways, Sheeta slid in the kendo stick, but oh no! Baker used it to help Hayter and herself win the match. Oh's noes! Look how upset Sheeta totally is at this result.
I hear you, folks. I hear you.
What are you talking about? Look at that face. That is the face of someone who totally meant to throw that kendo stick into... She totally meant to throw the kendo stick to Tony Storm.
It would have been even worse if she was like, "Oh no, I slipped the kendo stick to the wrong person. I'm so upset." And all the while she is hugging and handshaking and dapping Hayter and Baker. I totally didn't mean for this to happen. Yeah, thanks for the money. This was completely out of the ordinary. Take that, you bitch. Oh, I am so hurt. No, I'm not.
Looking forward to a Sheeta heel turn.
Pretty much.
Because then you're going to get to see vicious Sheeta.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Then we got a nice backstage promo package featuring Kingston and Ortiz, detailing their upcoming match against the House of Black.
The House of Black.
House of Black.
Then we get a JS promo where they brag about invading Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, which they did, which was very unexpected by everyone, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen now Chris Jericho in the span of 6 months be ROH World Champion and appear at an actual PWG show.
Which that happened over the weekend, by the way. That was fucking crazy.
Although it's not the first indie show he did, as back in 2007, before he came back to WWE, he did a few indie show appearances alongside Delirious. No, really, that happened.
Seriously.
Wrestling can be crazy sometimes, people. However, Starks and Action Andretti did not like what they were hearing. They walked out, and they flapped their gums back and forth between the JAS and Starks and Andretti, and now next week we're getting Starks versus Hager.
I like this hat.
He does indeed.
Wardlow especially.
The guy has his own section now of people wearing purple bucket hats.
Yes, it's literally a purple bucket hat with "I like this hat" embroidered onto it, and they're selling that on their website for, I'm sure, a massive profit.
Good on for Jake.
And Hager with the line of the night, "I'm going to slap your face off your face."
It's so bad. It's so bad. It's awesome.
Hi, Owen Hart. How you doing?
Yeah. Tupac says, leg out of his leg, came in his mind, went, I know exactly what I need to do now.
And it's even more ironic as that same day, Brian Zane dropped a classic review of that Royal Rumble where he kicked his leg out from his leg.
You could not have timed that better, Brian.
Yeah, like, I wonder if he watched that promo just going, holy shit, I didn't mean to do that on purpose.
I was fucking kidding.
Who knows, maybe Hager was watching the video going, okay, I have my inspiration for the night. And then we get to our main events. The Elite versus Death Triangle, Game 7 of 7 for the Trios Championships of the World in Escalera de la Muerte.
They only went 15 minutes, and this was batshit crazy. Also, I hear Shintigercurl trying to sing Round Ball Rock in the background.
First off, Kenny looks great with the IWGP US Heavyweight title, and the Young Bucks parents were in the crowd for the show. Yep, they actually showed Matty Sr. in the front row.
Oh, Papa Jackson.
Yep. And as May said, this was basically a spot fest, so if you're into high adrenaline style super fast-paced spot fest type ladder matches, this is for you, and of course people like me. However, unfortunately, for people who wanted more story-based matches like you saw in the past, maybe not so much.
If you're just looking at it as just an individual match, you will be disappointed. This is one of those situations you have to look at the entire story of the entire series.
Yeah. It comes down to a question of which match do you think was the best one out of the 7. So it comes down to personal preference.
Yeah.
For me, for me, 6.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I enjoyed all of them, although because I enjoy fast-paced spot fest type matches quite a bit, I thoroughly enjoyed this, including the Rise of the Terminator through a table, missing everyone. Just absolutely splat on the ground for Omega. At one point, we saw a top rope Frankensteiner from Phoenix to Nick, with Nick landing legs first onto a ladder. Then we saw a 450 from Nick to Penta through a table. At one point, Alex Abrahantes interferes, but Brandon was having none of that and gave the cold spray to Alex.
The Associate Stooge working dividends.
Oh, yes. And then Phoenix tried to give Kenny Omega a poison rod off of the ladder, but Kenny reversed, gave him the one-winged angel off the ladder to the mat, and then slowly but gingerly climbed the ladder for the win.
Yep. This was a great series of matches, and I never want to see it again.
Yeah, this is okay. Enough, boys. You've done enough. It's a high enough note. But all 6 of y'all do your own thing now.
Yeah.
Cannot wait to see what feuds come in the future. Now, moving on to Rampage, we start things off with Rock Hard Juice Robinson versus Darby Allin for the TNT Championship. And we start things off early on with a back body drop as fuck to the outside from Juice.
Good old Juice.
Like, the back body drop he gave Darby Allin to the outside was just, god damn, it looks gnarly.
No, it was. Seriously.
Let's see, at one point, Schiavone asked the commentary team, "Can I finish my thought here?" Jericho said, "No!" So also during this match, it was announced that our Supercard of Honor will be happening March 31st of this year.
Sweet.
I also noticed a sign in the crowd that just said Yambag City.
In the Yambags.
In the Yambigs.
Yambags.
At one point, Juice Robinson hits a jackhammer, to which Jericho exclaims, "Juice Hammer!"
Yeah. That was a thing.
Then we get an avalanche scorpion death drop from Darby, then a coffin drop for the win, and Sting celebrates with his son.
All right. Question of the night.
Yes?
Since Juice Robinson is now All Elite, and he's still Bullet Club, who do you have join him from All Elite's roster? Because you know you can't roll in Bullet Club and be by yourself.
Ooh.
Looking at the roster, thinking who could be a good... Let's see, looking at the roster of heels... Fuck.
Hobbs would make a good heavy for him.
It could, yeah, but he seems like
Hobbs
someone...
would be one.
The thing with Hobbs, though, is that he's still early in his solo run. I don't want to put him immediately back in his tag team so early.
True.
I'm trying to think. Who on that roster could really be elevated from that? Oh, I got one.
Mm-hmm.
This person's charismatic. He's athletic. He's got experience. That is the Captain, Shawn Dean.
Okay.
Okay, I gave you a look, but then the more I'm thinking about it, I was like, wait a minute. That's not half bad, actually. He could use the rub. He could.
You know, I'm gonna go with Matty's favorite here. I'm gonna say Ethan Page.
There's another name, and the firm is
Firm is but Bullet Club is Bullet Club.
Very true. To be continued. Then we get the acclaimed promo of the night where they did their usual topical rapping good stuffs.
Pre-recorded because the first take was a massive blooper.
So I've heard. But before they could get their hands printed to go onto the Walk of Fame, the Guns interrupted. And for their trouble, they get pantsed and their asses printed.
By the way, that's not the Walk of Fame, that's the Chinese feeder.
Oh,
Just so you know, Walk of Fame is the star on the Walk of Fame. What they did with the cement was the Chinese feeder. That's just me being a nerd, though.
Yeah.
all right. Just going by what all the announcers were saying. Damn it, Shivani! Get your facts right.
Yeah.
Then we get a nice swerve backstage promo where he's promising brutal violence.
Yep.
Okay.
Brutal violence with him and his fuckboys.
And Tattoo Tim.
Yeah, he's part of the Fuckboy Express.
They can't say that on TV.
Yeah, I know. Only on pay-per-view.
Moving on.
Moving on, we got the Kings of the Black Throne versus Kingston Ortiz. And throughout the
Dissension.
match,
Smell this.
yes. And throughout the match, Kingston was first he ignored Ortiz during the entrance, and early on we got sassy Eddie Kingston avoiding strikes from Malachi Black.
Yeah, that first segment going into the commercial was quite nice.
But then, after he came up from commercial, Kingston was getting his ass kicked, and he just refused to tag out to Ortiz no matter what Ortiz did.
Damn it, Eddie.
Stubborn motherfucker is stubborn.
No matter how much Ortiz helped, and he was constantly running in the ring, doing his damnedest, running all over the place, trying to keep everybody else at bay. But Kingston kept his stubbornness going, and following interference from Matthews and Hart, Malachi Black was able to get that W.
Yes, there was a skill share that Ortiz threw, but this is you could attribute that to the mind games.
Clearly he hasn't had he's had a sandwich. Unfortunately, Kingston didn't have it the Aki way.
Unfortunately.
It's just regular ass bread with some ham, a little bit of cheese, and some dry ass mustard. No bev whatsoever.
Okay, how can I have a sandwich without a bev? Come on.
Seriously. And there's nothing wrong with mustard, but you got to put some butter or mayo in there.
That's why he's pissed.
Was the bread at least toasted?
No.
No.
That's some bullshit.
And what's even worse, it were the butt ends of the bread.
That's because they didn't put it on the grill.
No,
What?
sir.
What?
He didn't have it the Aki way.
Move on to something more positive. We got a Jay Cargo backstage promo where she's preparing for her 50th win, and I am just waiting for that 49-1 graphic.
Who do you think is gonna pin her at 49-1?
Honestly, I don't know. Maybe Chris Statlander if she's healed up?
That's one option.
If you're going to bring in Monet, that would be the way to do it.
Oh, yeah, Mercedes Moné pinning or getting the win would be nice. It would be definitely a nice elevation for even more so for that TBS title.
Yeah.
Be a headline. Be a hell of a headline.
And I really want it to be 49-1 specifically because of just the meltdown we will get from Jay Cargill for her getting deprived of that 50-0 graphic that she's been dying to get ever since she debuted.
Well, it could be also a running theme in AEW as well. There was somebody else who went.
It was Hikaru Shida, and the person that fucked her over was
Deeb.
It was Serena Deeb. Yeah, thank you.
It seems that nobody can get 50-0 in AEW.
I think Jungle Boy did.
He had 50 wins, but he was not undefeated.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
And then we got an actor who I haven't heard of until this point, Paul Walterhauser. He was in the ring celebrating his Golden Globe win, and to his credit, he cut one hell of a promo, saying that he bypassed Connecticut to come straight to Jacksonville.
Also, my sister told me a very interesting fact about the Golden Globes.
Yes?
One of the winners, I can't remember his name for the life of me, but I know who he's played. She said that he got an award for his work on Everywhere, Everything.
Oh, yeah. He was he played Short Round in Temple of Doom.
Moreover, he was a Goonie.
Yeah.
So and apparently he wasn't going to. He pretty much gave up on acting because no one wanted to hire him. He kept being typecasted too much, and his attorney, his lawyer, told him that he should audition for this particular movie. Guess who his attorney was?
A fellow Goonie.
Fucking Chunk.
Same guy.
Chunk. So Goonies has produced 3 award-winning actors.
Wow, Goonies really will never die.
Nope. One of the Goonies was Sean Astin, a.k.a. Sam from the Lord of the Rings movies, and the other was none other than Josh Brolin, a.k.a. Thanos.
A.k.a. Cable.
A.k.a. Agent K.
Guy, he does a lot of work, I think was what we're trying to say.
Yes, he does.
Anyways, Danhausen, a.k.a. the number 1 merch seller, was not happy with the fact that Paul Walterhauser got a physical award, but he did not. Even though Danhausen, like he said, is a number 1 AEW merch seller. Which is kind of fascinating, the fact that he outsold CM Punk and Jon Moxley.
So, long story short, they're doing a comedy bit, and out come the Goons, a.k.a. Sadnum J and Double J Jeff Jarrett with that guitar of his.
Yep, and Paul Walterhauser gets good old slapnuts by the guitar. I have no doubt in my mind that he asked to get that guitar shot. I mean, yeah, probably, knowing how much of a fan he seems to be. But before they could do anything to Danhausen, the best friends showed up. As a group, still best friends, Matty.
So far.
And they saved Danhausen, but Lethal still stole the Golden Globe, so this feud will continue. And then following that, we didn't get the usual Mark Henry interview. Instead, he was full screen saying, "It's time for the main event."
And a main event was had, and oh God, Ruby, it was Ruby.
Yeah, Ruby, she cut herself deep. As during the tag team match of Ty Jay versus Ruby Soho and Willow Nightingale and Pearl Harbor from the Babyfaces.
You got a Pearl Harbor.
It was also during this match where they announced that this Wednesday, Darby Allin will be defending the TNT title against Kushida.
It was literally on the lower corner right there, just casually, right there. By the way, massive fucking dream match on Wednesday. No big deal.
No big deal. It's just one of the greatest junior heavyweights in history in a match.
Facing one of wrestling's hottest fucking stars. No
Yeah,
big.
No big.
Man, WWE really screwed up with Kushida.
They screwed up with name and noun.
Indeed, indeed. Anyways, Death Valley Driver from Willow onto Anna on the apron. Goddamn, that looks nice. Next note here says, Ruby bleeding buckets. Oh boy, was she ever. She was bleeding. As soon as she cut herself, like I said, cut herself deep, and it never stopped.
So we're talking about Eddie Guerrero levels of bleeding, right?
Oh,
yeah, basically.
Close. Very close to that.
Like,
she had a proper crimson mask.
Moxley's watching this going, okay, I need tips from her.
Yeah.
And of course, the match ends with Willow powerbombing Anna from the stage onto the floor. Ow, fuck.
Ow, fuck Dudley Boy's vibes out of that powerbomb, by the way.
So Willow ended up going through the table, but Anna missed it by about a foot.
But the spot was effective nonetheless.
Yeah, because, like, Anna just splatted on the floor. Fuck.
Yeah.
And Ty hit a gotcha-style pile driver to Ruby off the apron through a table. And then destination unknown from Ruby onto the tacks. Ah.
1, 2, she's not dead, but fuck, she'll be feeling that for a week.
And the show ends with Ruby giving Willow a fist bump, thus Ruby finally giving Willow the respect that she's been wanting from Ruby.
No, Sammy, not tonight. I'm hurt. I was the street fight. I didn't win. No, Sammy, not tonight.
Gotta say, these
if
women,
Sammy has any sense, all of the ice baths, all the good baths, and stay the fuck away from her for a week.
Yeah, just props to all 4 of these women for just going absolutely ham in this match.
Oh yeah.
Just all around a great week for good wrestling matches from AEW. So just
that's 2 weeks in a. They're 2 for 2 in 2023 as far as good cards.
And the fact that we've been getting some excellent rampages as well.
Yeah, Rampage has been better than most.
It's definitely not what WWE does with main events.
Hell no.
Even though I've seen some people compare it to that, but I'm like, I don't think you're going to see any bloody brawls on main events.
No, sir. Maybe Sunday Night Heat in its prime, like before it became a C show. But not to this level.
No, anyways, that's all the news I have for this week. Anyone else?
A bit of an update. We are live, 10:30 Eastern. The foosball game entered its third quarter. Actually, it's been in the third quarter for a little while. I believe the score was still stuck at Chargers were 27-14. Jacksonville is organizing a comeback at this point, so we won't see the final bits of the show there of the game there, but Jacksonville is engineering some sort of comeback.
I have to ask, if Jacksonville wins, do they still get WWE belts?
That's why I want to see them win all the way, just for the chaos that would reign.
Would they do that, or would Tony Khan just make AEW belts for everyone?
Yes.
Someone actually asked that question. And I'd get the WWE belts just so Tony Khan can be in Vince's face.
Yes.
Hi, Vince. Don't you have something you should be giving us? You son of a bitch. Okay, the title. What was that, Vince? I said you could take the title, you dumb son.
And that would just fuel the stands even more.
As he walks off, wait, Vince, we got to take a picture together. You know, for posterity. And Tony Khan just has a big hug on Vince with a big smile on his face, and Vince is just looking all kinds of mean and displeased.
Okay, we took a picture with your belt, but now how about my belt? Come on, Vince.
Come on.
You want to be a good sport, don't you?
Just think of Gary Stridham. Think of Gary Stridham. Think of Gary Stridham. Come on.
And right in front of Vince is Brian Cage. Hi, Vince. I'm All Elite. God damn it! Why didn't I sign you earlier?
And next to him, Powerhouse Hobbs.
Oh God.
And right behind him is Wardlow.
And he does that. It's the Vince McMahon oface.gif right there.
Where'd you get all this beef? This is where all the beef has been going. You've been hoarding it all for yourself, Khan, you bastard.
I'm just going to go ahead and go, hey, let's do winners and losers at this point. I can't top this. I can't. I won't even try. Mase, let's start off with our losers, and you have the honors.
Oh God, I really haven't done anything losers, but I guess if I had to really pick one, it'd be the people who quote unquote broke the news that WWE was sold to the Saudis, because they ended up being wrong, didn't they?
Oh, yup.
Misinformation is a son of a bitch. But I'd also like to say, well, generalized for a loser this week. Basically, people who sell toys and collectibles here in Australia, my God, you retail motherfuckers, put your prices up way too high.
No.
Like, I know there's conversion costs and everything, but like when I'm looking at a figure 2-pack of like, I was looking at the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Cross Power Rangers figures. When a 2-pack of that, they want $110 for that. I'm like, how about get fucked?
Yeah, that's Australian, but yeah, $100 of that. No.
I believe American, that would be what, 70, 80?
Somewhere around there, thereabouts, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
still
Over
that's a bit much.
fucking priced.
Yeah, it's a bit much, yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
the average would be between 15 to 30 US, depending on the figure.
I could get something. You could get something like that cheaper anywhere else, but that's just too much.
That's bullshit.
That's
Is it
a
third
scam.
Party? Mase, is it third party or what?
No, it's legit product. It's just that they say with shipping, the dollar conversion rate, and also the fact that they're a retail store, so they have the overheads that they have to put on the price, blah 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 blah.
That's still way too
so
fucking
much.
much. That's still way too fucking much.
Yeah, and they wouldn't price match either.
You could probably save a lot of money just importing it yourself through eBay.
I try to where I can, but even then, it's like, unfortunately, our dollar is not doing too good against the American dollar at the moment. I think we're about 60 cents on the dollar.
Oof.
So, yeah, it's still expensive to import. But then again, it's like when I turn around to them and say, like, hey, you've got this figure here for 65. I could go on eBay and get it for 39. Are you able to price match? Then they just turn around and go, well, just get off eBay then. I'm like, okay, cool, lose a sale then.
Yeah. Never say that shit.
Someone tried to send me something. What the fuck? Anyway, sorry about that. Shin, D-Cells.
Nothing. D-Cell's not going for a wrestling program because there's nothing suck-worthy to put with the D-Cell, but I'm gonna give it to fucking Velma.
Why am I not surprised?
I watched the first episode of that, and I am not getting that time back. This show is insufferably bad. Like, none of the jokes are funny. The characters are only the same characters as the original ones in name only because they're just so... Adam Copeland should be suing this show because it was trying to take all the edge.
Oh, wow, that bad. By the way, for you wrestling fans out there looking for a comparison, well, I don't have a comparison, but I do have a appropriate button for those wondering, well, how bad is it?
-5 stars!
Yeah, as Shin pointed out, from every person I've seen talk about it, it is just trying to be as edgy as possible in that sort of adult cartoon type of way. Where it's like, look how mature we are. We have all the swearing and all the gore and all the nudity. Aren't we adult now?
And keep in mind, that nudity is from characters that are in high school. Yeah. So I have no clue who this show is for. It's too adult for the children, but it's too hating of the audience and too juvenile for the regulars, for the kids. The show just fucking sucks. Don't watch it. Do not watch it. No. As for losers this week, that disgusting ass dude who dropped that story about the Saudis buying the WWE, just getting everybody scared for no reason. And like people were saying, oh, AEW is going to be making gangbusters if the Saudis bought. Like, no, a lot of people did not want to work under the Saudis. Hell, a lot of people were planning to leave if the Saudis actually bought it. So this is not Cultaholic, What Culture, WrestleMania, Wrestle Talk. Vet your sources next time.
Please.
But some
Tito.
dude on Reddit said it.
All right, for my loser this week, it's just Vince McMahon.
Funny enough, that's what I have as well.
Just the evergreen loser because he just won't leave the company alone. And I am still just utterly paranoid that he's just going to worm his way back into creative. I just get that inkling back in the back of my mind. Just absolutely paranoid about that. I know they're saying that nothing will change, but they say a lot of things. Vince has said a
You
lot
and
of
I
things.
both. For this particular situation, you and I both.
Like, Vince has said a lot of things. Turns out a lot of them were lies. So I'll believe it when I see it. The moment that he just, as soon as it's sold and he just goes on his merry way with his millions of dollars, then I'll believe him. But until then, I'm keeping an eye on him. All right, and now for you, Mr. Matty.
Well, for me, I said Vince McMahon. You and I both agree on that. So we're gonna go straight to winners. And Mase, you kick us off.
Winners. I have no idea. I would say that my wallet's a winner. No, wait, I just spent lots of money.
Before we get to that, we have a first-time chatter.
Do you think Liv is turning heel? Liv Morgan?
I wouldn't, maybe.
The way the character is going, I'd say she's definitely a tweener now.
I kind of like her as Bayface, though. She seems to get a good reaction from the crowd. She seems to be like that one person that all people of all ages can get behind, it seems. Which the company has always been trying to get with their roster. They always try and get that star that people of all ages can cheer. And, well, she seems to fit that bill.
Who knows? Who knows on that one? It's a good question to ask, though. No shame on that one.
But for winner, I suppose this week, I would just like to say wrestling fans in general over these first 2 weeks of the wrestling calendar year. Like, not only have we had like absolutely fantastic event with Wrestle Kingdom as last week's winner, I think a lot of us agree with that, but just wrestling in general at the moment, with the few small exceptions, because I don't watch WWE. I don't watch WWE at all. I don't watch NXT or anything like that. So when I say wrestling, I mean like New Japan or AEW. It's been some absolutely banger matches to absolutely starting this year on a high note. Absolutely.
And from what I've watched at WWE, they did not do too bad either. So we're in a good start. Yeah, that would be a good thing to say. Shin.
Like Mace said, just wrestling in general, getting a lot of good wrestling up and down the card. Another winner, I sort of mentioned him in the start of the show, so I'm going to say it right now. Cholo Dominic Mysterio. It's stupid, but they're actually just driving into the skid, and I'm here for it. Like, even though it's the whole joke is that he spent some time in just county jail, and now he's come out like a hardened criminal, even when he's just a punk, and a lot of people are not getting that's the joke.
Yeah, this is literally him going, saw you're out of prison and it toughened you up, but we're gonna make the running gag is you're only there for literally overnight.
Yeah,
literally you were just there in the drunk tank. This is literally a nothing burger, but you're turning it into like it hardened me up. I'm a hardened criminal now.
You don't understand. They made us play a really scary game. It's called Luigi's Mansion.
Yo, man, you don't understand.
It's basically taking the nerdiest character you can think of, and then obviously he comes back with this tough guy persona, and just nobody buys it. That's Dominic Mysterio's current thing.
Essentially, yeah.
Other winners, Jabba Hong for his review of the transforming Metal Slug tank. I want it so badly. I know I should have stopped buying figures, but I love Metal Slug, I love Transformers, and that thing looks clean as fuck.
And according to Jason in the chat, our own Terrence Jamaican Omega got a present.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Okay,
oh
you,
God.
you have to go to his YouTube channel, youtube.com/TJ Omega.
Yeah, because
And
Jesus,
check this
we've
out.
seen pictures of the thing.
Dude, for those of you who are Transformers fans, quite a few last year, I think it was, or maybe the year before, they did the experiment known as HasLab Unicron, which was like the biggest Transformer that they've ever made.
I've seen that figure,
Dude was given it by one of his fans.
and that is one of the best Transformers I've ever seen. That thing looks gorgeous, especially with the add-ons.
It is also fucking huge.
It's not kidding. That bitch is huge. I would have gotten it, but it's huge.
Do you have the room for it? I don't.
Fuck no.
You'd have to get rid of a few board games there, Shin.
I'd have to dedicate an entire shelf for Unicron. That's how fucking big it is.
And that shelf would not be enough.
I saw another one from TJ where he's put it in his room, and it takes up an entire corner of his room.
Yeah.
Like the thing is massive. I think it was like 76 inches in diameter.
It is huge.
And yeah, but like this thing goes for, you could put a deposit on a car money, and he was just given it for free by one of his fans. It's crazy.
I mean, I got a bookshelf full of my Combaticons, and they're already big enough as is. My shelf could not handle Unicron. Not that big son of a bitch. I want it. I just got no room for it.
All right, T-Dub, take over on the winners there.
I got winner.
My winner this week goes to Ruby Soho for that crimson mask she wore on Friday night, or technically Wednesday, but we saw it on Friday.
Yeah.
Actually, I have one more winner.
Oh, go ahead. So, sorry.
Equilla Ruth Odom. She's a winner.
I was about to say that's Latin for what?
So I think he's paying tribute to his aunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, from what he told us about her on Thursday, she seemed like an absolutely amazing woman.
She was my second mother.
Hey, with you, as long as you're alive, her memory will never die.
Hell no.
All right, T-Dub. Let's continue with your winners.
So Ruby Soho for that crimson mask, and overall the world of wrestling, because, with the exception of WWE and who might buy them, everything seems to be going on a nice pace.
So far. For me, we're going to keep it simple. Speedball Mike Bailey for winning the Battle of Los Angeles. If nothing, let's put it this way. Former winners have went on to both AEW and WWE, so that is a good fucking sign right there. AEW for just a straight up week. Adam Cole returning. That stupid Violet ladder match, which was awesome to watch live, and Ruby Soho and Willow got over as well. Let's not forget about Willow. She's showing some edge. The smiley face can brawl. And Games Done Quick currently doing their Awesome Games Done Quick 2023 all online because they don't trust Florida. Straight up.
Also, I forgot that it was already time for GDQ.
It's the last day to do it. Then they're on their second to last game, which is Pokemon Legends Arceus or Arceus. Is it Arceus? Arceus. Thank you. But
You
yeah,
got a Pokemon.
Hey, the last one I played was Pokemon Shield. All right, I'm not gonna throw
that was a decent one. Not the best, but it was decent.
It was fun for me. It was good enough for me. And of course, the main event, the last one to be played, Super Mario Brothers 3.
Ah, one of your favorites.
Any percent warpless, and it is the people's speedrunner, Mitch Flower Power, at the helm. Yes. He's got the main event. One of my favorite Twitch streamers is main eventing Games Done Quick. Right now, As of recording, they're at $2,246,000. It will not stay at that. It will not stay there for a long. Matter of fact, it just jumped up to 200. It just jumped up to 2,247,000. So there you go. So that they're gonna reach. They're gonna come damn close to 3 mil again. I'm sure. But yeah, they're raising the money for the Prevent Cancer Foundation as always, and yeah. Let me just check the schedule here. Yeah, it is still scheduled to be, and the right now the run is Pokemon Legend Arceus, and they have the event recap, and Super Mario Brothers 3 is scheduled to go at around 1:30 a.m. So I'll be watching that shit and all that good stuff. But that is going to be it for us. Before we do anything else, we do some plugs. Mase, go right ahead.
Yeah, basically, if you want to interact with me, I am on the Twitter machine. That's run by Lord Elon Musk. as much as we hate him, he is the Lord and owner of that goddamn thing. You can find me at the Mase Thing. That's TheMaseThing. Every now and again, you can also find me on the Twitch, which at twitch.tv/the Mase Thing, and then number 2 on the end, because I screwed up that first account and closed it, and I can't find a way to reopen it. And otherwise, you can find a lot of my gaming and movie, TV reviews and stuff like that over at theouterhaven.net at www.theouterhaven.net.
Shen.
Well, if you want to interact with me, you certainly can't do it on the Twitter for reasons. But you can still find me on YouTube at Maxicorn for all of your delicious War Machine and Hordes lore, if I can get back to it. Also still working on my first episode of Marvel Champions. Just need to figure some stuff out, but I haven't been able to work on anything this week for reasons that I've already mentioned, both on and off stream. And unfortunately, that's all I got because, well, Twitter and Instagram hate me. But if you want to help and support the channel or help support a family in need right now, because we kind of need it, paypal.com/Shintigercurl and Cash App $Shintigercurl. Anything is helpful and appreciated.
And T-Dub.
Got my YouTube channel for video game review. That is youtube.com/@TWK6683. That's TWK Reviews 6683. Go and subscribe for video game reviews. Currently working on my review of A Hat in Time. Should be up on my Patreon by Monday night at the latest. That's patreon.com/TWK Reviews. Patreon.com/TWK Reviews.
You are close to your mic, by the way. I don't know if you noticed, but you were...
I'm hungry.
Okay. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter and T-Dub on Twitter at MattyJ316 and at TWK Official. Patreon.com/TWK Reviews for anything if you want to see this video just a little early. And I have my PayPal tip jar at paypal.me/MattyJ316 and all that good stuff. That's going to do it for us, ladies and gentlemen. We thank you so much for tuning in. What a fucking crazy week. Holy fuck. Okay. Can we just have like one good Wednesday and maybe just like
To
a good
quote
Raw
Rob
and
Stein, I miss living in precedented times.
yeah. This is can I breathe now? Seriously? Just I'm done. On behalf of everybody including Mase.
Yep, I'm done. Let's get the hell out of here. I've got some screencasts next week.
Absolutely. Jesus. You're going to be here for a third week in a row. Just for that. Oh, God.
Yeah, then I'll run away, so people who are already hating me and I'm driving away numbers, you can come
No,
back
you're
after
not.
this.
You're not. You're fine. You're welcome. Of course, Shintigercurl.
You know it's all about the budge.
Adam Budge, baby. And T-Dub. TWK.
Yeah, you know what's all about the Taven.
My name's Matty Jay. Remind you, professional wrestling supports independent promotion as soon as possible. It's all about the boom, Adam Cole, baby. Have a good one. Have a safe one. I will be at G Anime next week, next Saturday only. I'm only there for a couple hours because at this point it's a $20 ticket, and I want to do some geek shopping. Well, there's that. Till then, my name's Matty Jay. You know what to do. Have a good one. Have a safe one. Bye, everybody. Bye.
And on the 5th day of 2023, my true love gave to me Vince McMahon returning to WWE.
Kids, would you step outside for a second?
Fuck! 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 Fuck!
Dear Lord, that's the loudest profanity I've ever heard.